Chapter 2. Part 2. Chris leans close to my ear and whispers, "We'll talk after class." I groan in frustration and roll my eyes. "And stop rolling your eyes at me," he murmurs, anger coming out of his voice. He makes me mad, but at the same time, it sounds so hot when he whispers in my ear, which sends a shiver down my spine. I've never felt that before. The professor begins class. He goes on about how marine life interacts within the environmental surroundings and how these species are important to human life. He also discusses this would be on the exam next week. I write down everything he says, so I would be prepared for the exam. Chris stares at me with every move I make. Isn't he paying attention? I look at him. What? I mutter. You look so focused on what you're doing, he mumbles. Well, yeah, there's going to be a final exam next week and I can't fail this class. He probably doesn't care if he fails, obviously. I told you not to roll your eyes at me. Didn't I? I didn't even realize that I rolled my eyes, and who's he to say what I can't do? Arg. Mr. Sauve and Ms. Martinez, did you two want to add something? Mr. Young asks. Damn, now he has done it. Everyone in the room looks at us and I feel the blood drain from my cheeks. Out of nowhere, Chris clears his throat. Yes, sir, I like to add that their environment is being destroyed by us and we as humans need to protect marine life. If we don't, they'll become extinct. These creatures protect our oceans and we need to protect them. All eyes were on him, including me. Maybe he was paying attention. Yes. Mr. Sauve makes a good point and... The professor sounds surprised by Chris's answer and so am I. We will continue what he said on Monday. Class dismissed, and don't forget to study. I grab my notes and shove them into my bag as fast as I can. Chris is already getting on my nerves and the day just began. I need to get away before I start to yell at him for being so weird. I mean, he never talked to me until this day, so why all of a sudden now? Wait, why are you running from me? I feel his hand wraps around my wrist. Because like I said, you are being weird. I feel my anger coming out of me and I try to move my hand out of his. Let go of me. He quickly lets go of my wrist. Sorry, I was not trying to be weird. I just want to talk to you, that's all. Why do you want to talk to me now, when you never did before? I ask him, trying to stay calm. I look into his baby blue eyes, searching for an answer. He sighs. Why do you ask so many questions? Can you just accept things the way they are? That is true, I do ask so many questions, but I am trying to get answers out of him. Why does he want to talk to me or might even want to become friends if he's thinking that? Why not start being friends since I was a freshman? Why now? He puts his hand through his thick hair. I can feel that he is getting irritated that I don't respond right away, but he doesn't answer my question, so why answer his? With a deep breath, he says, I'm hungry, do you want to grab something to eat? What? He's changing the subject and I'm not hungry, it's morning and I do not eat breakfast. Well, actually it's going to be noon. I'm annoyed and ready to tell him to get away from me. Yeah, I know a place where we can have breakfast. Well, lunch now. My car is parked in the student parking lot. He points to where his vehicle is located. Where would that be? This school has a lot of parking space, it's unbelievable. I shake my head and murmur, no. Come on, Sushiana, he groans. Before I can respond, he takes my arm into his hand and leads me to his car. Stop touching me, Chris. I jerk away. He grabs my arm again and I try to jerk away, but his grip is tighter. With my arm still in his hand, he walks me to his vehicle. What do you want, Chris? My voice is harsher than ever. Nothing. I just do not like to eat alone in restaurants. He shrugs. If you come with me, I'll talk to you and answer whatever you want. I huff. This is his way to get me to go with him. He knows this will work. I will take your silence as a yes, he smirks. Wait. I utter and he grunts. I have my bike here. I will bring you back to campus, okay? I finally nod and say, all right. Without grabbing my arm this time, He leads me to where his car is parked. I take sight of his vehicle. It's a classic black 1969 Chevrolet El Camino with the interior black. Wow, this is a nice car. It must have cost a fortune because it looks restored to brand new. He must like cars in order to keep this up in shape. You like it? He asks. Obviously, I am staring at his car with my mouth wide open. Yeah, it's a nice car, I whisper. He opens the passenger door for me and I hop in, knowing I might never get a chance again to be in such a breathtaking car. He adds, yeah, it's classic. I interrupt him before he can finish his sentence. 1969 Chevrolet El Camino. He looks at me, his eyes wide with uncertainty. It takes him a while to speak. A woman that knows her cars. Impressive. He puts the key in the ignition, making a purring noise that fills the car. It drives smoothly as we head out of the parking lot and into the road. Thanks, I say eventually with a smile. I have my dad to thank for that. He taught me all about cars since I was a little girl. I remembered him working on cars in his garage. He did that for a living, fixing up vehicles and selling them. I used to go out there and help him every chance I got. My dad and I had a blast in his garage. I used to tell him about my day while we both worked on a vehicle together. However, I miss him terribly, and I hold back the tears before Chris can notice.